Holy cow. It is October 3rd. Hi, Nikon. How you doing? How's everybody doing out there? Everybody feeling good? Make sure I didn't mess this up. Okay. It's October 3rd. Guess what camera I run off with when I need to go and hurry up and shoot something? A picture, because it's got 33 megapixels, or a video, because it's got a 10 to 20 megapixel lens on it. That would be a content creator, because I can use any lens if I'm not aiming the camera at me. So welcome. This is the FX2. This is the new king of the hill. If you ask me, Peter, what camera should I buy today? Any one you want. They're all so good, honestly. Actually, Randy just did a fantastic video. Now I'm going to get in trouble for this. He compared the Canon R5 Mark II, the R8, the Leica Q3, I think 2 Sonys. I know for sure the A7c Mark R, A7C and I think there was another one in there, but I'm not sure. And the Lumix S9, which I might ask him to let me borrow the Lumix S9 so I can bring it in here and I can walk around with that and compare it with this and make some videos and then ship it back over to Texas, because that's where the camera is. It is in Texas. Ah, there we go. And what else did he put in there? Oh, Peter, Nikons. He put the Z8, and I think he put the Z50 Mark II. Slow. So, okay. And I'm sure there's, the one that did the best, which was the Osmo Pocket Action Pocket 3. Now, I don't know about the picture quality, but in image stabilization, the Osmo Pocket 3 did the best on that. You need to go look that. Actually, I should put a link to that video so you can go over and look at it. I did comment on it so you can look at his latest videos, and the one that I commented will be the one for you to look for. Let's see, do I have a cover for this? Yes, I do. First shot, too. I have a bad habit of not putting the covers on my lenses. Because I keep this here on my desk or in the kitchen on the counter. And I just come in and grab it. Or if it's on the counter. And let's see if I get caught with my pants down. No, I got a card in there. I have done that twice. I went to go record something. No card in the camera. Recorded nothing. Recorded absolutely nothing. So welcome. Isn't it a nice surprise that we are all here? Where are we? We are here together. The Canon R5 Mark II actually did much better than I expected in his test of the stabilization. So he took Lucky outside in the backyard. Lucky is the dog. Woof, woof. Okay, and I don't know if he's listening and got the speakers on, and because when I'm on the phone with him during the week and I say, Lucky, how you doing, Lucky? He goes, oh, he's got his ears up, Peter. He's got his ears up. He's hearing you. Lucky, you being good boy. Good boy, Lucky. Okay, so he took Lucky outside in the backyard, and he jumped up on, he's got a table with chairs. You know how you go out in your backyard and you sit and you eat, you make sandwiches, you have a guest, or you sit out there with a cup of coffee and enjoy the outside air. Well, Lucky jumped right, like if Lucky jumped right up here on my Christmas desk. Wow. He'd be too big for the Christmas desk. Nervous reaction. I exposed that last week. People don't need to have a drink. Like right now, I need a drink. Seriously? If I needed a drink now, it wouldn't be water. It'd be a drink, okay? But I take a sip of water. It's the new cigarette. It makes me look cool. Now, if they come out in 10 years and say, water is bad for your health, like they did with the cigarettes, I am screwed. But I'll be 72 in just a few days. Actually, in 10 days. Shh. Shh. Don't tell anybody. It's okay. At my age, who the heck cares? Honestly. So I guess the Lord was willing and the bridge isn't up. So things are looking, some things went better. What I was expecting, and I asked you guys to pray for whatever happened today, one out of the two things went in my favor. The other one is still there, and that needs to get clobbered to hell, okay? And it's involving court, and it's not involving me directly, so you don't have to freak out, okay? But I do have an intense interest in what's going on. So if you want to pray more targeted, it's a charge that needs to be dismissed. And you know which scripture I'm using? There's a scripture in the Bible that I'll bet you $1 that none of you have ever used. Okay, let me see if it's the right one before I tell you what it is. Luke 7:18.
You'll need to unlock. There's no one in your contacts named.
There's no one in my contacts named Luke. Luke chapter 7 verse 18.
Here's what I found.
No, that's not the one. So I'm standing on something. Okay. Let's see if it's somewhere in the neighborhood. All right. So it's opening up. Maybe it's 14. Let's go back to. Come on. What? Am I dead? The finger's there. I'm clicking on it. No. So I better stop praying and calling on a verse that's not there. It's the verse that talks about there's nothing hid which will not be made manifest, which will not be revealed. Okay? And nothing that is been put away that won't come to the surface. That's a paraphrase. So it's saying those things which are hidden, like if somebody does something and they're hiding the motive, or they did something wrong, or something was done wrong and maybe it's not them, you want God to uncover it and reveal it. That will work a lot in your life for many of you guys. If you're, fighting with a certain something, you want it to be revealed by the Lord. Whatever way what do they call it? Whatever way the chips fall. How come it's not telling me? Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Okay. So we're on the Nikon. All right. So this is the Nikon Z6 Mark III. Now the new ZR is based off of this camera. Okay. Took away the viewfinder, added a lot of red technology and stuff like that, put in a 4-inch screen on the back, and they call that the ZR. Nikon does good work. Very, very good work. Oh, I got a lot of people in here. We better get going here and saying hi. Hal, I don't know what you're doing, but you've been right, what do they call it? Somebody on the spot for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a whole month. You do that another few times, and I'm going to have to send you a check for $1 million. Checks in the mail, as they say. So, anyway, hi, Hal, love you. I'm so happy that you're here. And I spoke to, it was last week, right? I guess, was I supposed to call you this week? Uh-oh, I screwed up. So Randy is saying hello to everybody. Randy's the one that did that video I was just talking about. So if you really want to see a stabilization comparing some of the most major cameras, not all of them, it's not for image quality, so don't be looking, oh, it's too dark, it's too light, the color's too this, the contrast is too that. He did a good job on that also. But if you want to see how, if you were going to walk and talk, they call that vlogging, okay, how a lot of the modern cameras did today, He's got a great video on it. So I watched the whole thing twice, actually. And I actually went back a couple of times. Okay, so Scotty, we were just talking about you today, Scott. No, it was yesterday, I think. Maybe it was today. It was yesterday or today. You're supposedly on a trip and visiting peoples. And that's what he's saying. Hey, watching from McDonald's on my way home soon. You know what I like at McDonald's? Probably something a lot of you guys don't get there because it's not something most males like to eat, which is fish. But at McDonald's, I love the fillet of fish. But I always order it without the cheese for two reasons. I want them to make it fresh because they will sit there and get stale and dry out. And then it's not very good. But when it's fresh, and if I remember, I ask for a little extra tartar sauce because the guy or the gal that's making it just goes bloop. And sometimes they don't even hit the sandwich, like in the corner, and the tartar sauce is hanging out into the paper. So I always ask for a little bit extra tartar sauce, no cheese, because the the cheese at McDonald's is fake. Who wants that crap? I can get fake food anywhere, okay? So if I really want cheese on my fish sandwich, I'll come home and put a slice of cheese that I get at the deli at Publix. So, and that is, I pick real cheese when I have them slice the cheese. Does it taste different? You bet your booty. You would be surprised as a fish sitting on a dock with a bear walking toward it. I made that up, all right? So the point is, yeah, the cheese tastes seriously different when you get it sliced at the deli. I get the boar's head yellow American cheese because you can get a white one too. And it's amazing how it tastes like, I don't know how to describe it. It tastes like what I would expect real American cheese to taste like. And the stuff that you got to unwrap in the individual cellophanes, there's almost no taste, but a little bit of taste. And it actually says on the package, the original package that you peel off, that they intend for you to throw away, so you can't read that it says it's a processed cheese food. It's not sliced cheese. So I figured, hey, everybody's eating that, right, Roy? And if everybody's eating it and Roy says it's okay, then it should be okay. But Roy never told me that cheese was okay, and guess what? It's not. I should be getting the sliced real American cheese. So at Publix they have boar's head American cheese. I get it sliced and it lasts a week, but it usually doesn't last that long because once I got it in the fridge, when I make the eggs, I'll put a couple of slices of that cheese in with my scrambled eggs, and it tastes really good. Okay. And I don't know why I'm on food. Seriously, what's wrong with me? I must be hungry. I usually get the tuna fish cans, and now they're saying that isn't the healthiest thing in the world, which you would expect if you're going to get it at the grocery store. So what you really should do is get your fishing pole, go out back, and catch yourself a tuna. Fillet it, cook it, and put it somewhere, okay? Anyway, there's a tuna fish called Toninos, and it's in a glass jar. Wow. But the difference in the taste is actually stunning. So I got two stunning different tastes, the American cheese and the Toninos tuna fish. Now, I do understand that tuna fish is supposed to be healthy, 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 healthy. Get my message? Healthy. Okay, so I bought some, and 2 days ago, I opened the jar, and it was enough to make maybe 2 to 3 sandwiches if you skimp it. But if you're one of those guys that like the thick sandwich like that, you'll use the whole frickin' jar. But the taste was significantly different. You could tell the fish was fresher. It just had the right taste. Now, I do something bad, and you guys can admonish me, okay? And that's okay. Admonish away. I don't care. I always will open tuna fish and run it through boiling water or hot water at the hottest point from the sink, almost like cooking it again, but more like blanching it. And you're rinsing all the stuff that was in the can, because until the Tonino's jar that I just bought, all the tuna fish that I buy is in the can. And they say the aluminum in that can ain't no good because you can't remember, because the aluminum goes in your brain. Now, what was I talking about? I don't remember. It was something important. So anyway, now I really don't remember what I was talking about. Dang! I'm shooting myself in the foot here. So I made a sandwich. Now I tried to avoid using mayo, because mayo, hello guys, all you males out there that have my dingling hanging between your legs, the soy is supposed to be very bad for you. It's cancerous and it affects your male parts. You're not supposed to be eating soy. So look at all the ingredients of what you're eating. The first ingredient on mayonnaise is soybean oil. First ingredient. You'd think they'd make a healthy mayonnaise, but no. So anyway, I cut out 90% of the mayonnaise, and I use cream cheese with a dab of mayonnaise to give me that mayonnaise taste, because the mayonnaise tastes good, okay? Even though it's got soybean in there and it's like, not supposed to be good for your male parts. God, where did they go? It's all that mayonnaise I ate. They left. So that was a joke, okay? So anyway, I've gotten away from 80% of the mayonnaise on my tuna fish salad, and I put dill in there, and I put a little salt, which most of the time I forget. I use cream cheese, 80-90%, and a mayo 10% or a little bit more. I stir it around so it gets nice and loose, and then I slap that on. And I'll tell you what, you're not settling. It actually tastes better. And it's like, if I had a choice of doing it that way or mayo straight out of the jar, I will do it that way every time. The tuna fish tastes, as a matter of fact, I made tuna fish, like I said, 2 or 3 days ago, gone. They ate it, the whole freaking thing. And all I got was like a half a sandwich out of it. They left a little bit to say, well, I didn't finish it. I left you some. You got that kind of a family? I didn't finish it. I left you one piece, or I left you a little bit at the bottom. The little bit at the bottom is usually very little bit. Not much at all. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Okay. So tonight, after I finish this show at 11 Eastern Time, I'm going to make tuna fish, and I'm going to make a nice tuna fish sandwich. And I bought a fresh jar of pickles that I never heard of before. And you'll say, why didn't you just buy a regular jar of pickles? Because my brother brought home a sandwich from this deli, and it's a Jewish deli, and it was roast beef, and it was the best roast beef I ever had. And so now I'm studying how to make roast beef. I really didn't know how to make roast beef, but it's not that hard to do, but it is a lot different than what you expect. Cook a roast, get a knife, slice it. That's not roast beef like from a deli. For the roast beef from a deli, melts in your mouth. It's got great taste. I'm going to try to mimic that. But anyway, the pickles with that sandwich was above and beyond your pay grade, my pay grade. And it's like, I don't know what they must have made the pickles fresh. I wouldn't know how to make a pickle if you paid me. So I can't help myself there, and I can't help you there, but that was the best pickle. So I went on YouTube and I said, what is the best deli style pickle? And it was a brand I never heard of. I can't even remember. It's in the refrigerated section. The pickle itself does look very white, the inside, not the green outside. And that was one of the unique features on the pickle that George brought home from the deli. The pickle looked very white, looked like a cucumber, okay? But it was pickly. It was not like a cucumber that they just dipped in something to make it pickly. So anyway, this thing that came up with a certain name, and Publix had it, so I bought it. And I tried one. It's not as good as the Deli, but it's a hell of a lot better than that Vlasic one that they keep talking about, because I buy that because I think I'm doing something good by getting the Vlasic pickles. Okay, so I will make a tuna salad after what? We're at 20 minutes already, so in 40 minutes, unless I get to talking, which I've done before. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm going to eat after the show. The reason I didn't eat before the show is sometimes I eat and I feel like, oh my God, I feel so sleepy. I know Randy's sitting in his chair. You got a second chair over there, Randy? I'm going to come sit right there next to you, and I'm going to fall asleep except for one thing. Lucky would probably jump into my lap, wake me up and startle me. Hey, Lucky, can you hear me, Lucky? So anyway, Scotty, I was thinking about you. We talked about you, and I said, I haven't seen Scott in a while. What's going on? They said, don't you remember? And I said, no. What? He went to visit somebody, either relatives or his lawyer, or who knows. But he went to visit someone. And I wonder if Evelyn went with him or not. But Evelyn's his mother, so if she comes in. So here's Scott. So he's watching from McDonald's. Bring me home a fillet of fish, and I have to have a chocolate shake. Although lately I've been getting the hankering for a strawberry shake. And no, that's not supposed to be on my diet. Yes, I know better. Who's going to come and catch me? You going to come here and slap my hand because I'm going to have a chocolate shake? The chocolate shakes have got to be crap, but boy, they taste good. Best tasting crap I've had. Usually the crap that I smell from the bathroom is not something I find appealing. But that chocolate shake, McDonald's, I haven't been to Burger King in a long time. How many of you guys still frequent Burger King? They have dropped off my map as being part of where I go. I will go to Chick-fil-A, number one. If I had my druthers, I would rather go to Popeyes, number one. But it's beyond my ability to drive to the Popeyes. They did open one closer, but it's still a little bit too far. I have to cross a major triple artery roadway, and that kind of scares me, and that's why as I get older, I drive a lot less, okay? Which is why I want a Tesla. I could just tell it to go to Popeyes. I could sit behind the wheel, don't even have to hold it. You got to touch it every once in a while, and it should navigate me through that. It's not a hard intersection to get through, so it's not because I'm afraid because of driving skills. It's you've got to go through 2 or 3 lights, and that will build up anxiety where I won't go. So you guys that have visited me, you notice we never go out. We always stay here. I cook you something, or I bring something in. The only one I really trusted enough to go out with was Sly, and she took me to the ice cream store. So I had a very high trust level for her when she comes, and we went and got ice cream, and that was Fun City. But no more. That's over. Those days are gone. Those were the days, my friend. Let's push those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd laugh and sing forever and a day. Da da da, I wish I knew the words. I thought they'd never end. Those were the days, oh yes, those were the days. La 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 la. All together now. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. All right, let's get back to the important thing. It's you. You are the important thing. You, okay? All right, so we were with Scotty. Scotty, let me know when you get home so I know you're home safe. And if you were on a trip. Full report. Hey, Roy is here from the down under. He's in Australia, okay? So, Roy, how you doing, buddy? good to see you. And you made it through. Your comment made it through. And you're looking good. You shaved your beard a little bit or trimmed it. That actually doesn't look too bad. So tomorrow night, you guys will be where? Watching Mr. Camera Junkie, Luis. Oh, I meant to hide my Windex bottle. Now I lost it completely. I used it too. I had to clean my glasses because Luis started hiding things, and I figured I'll just hide my Windex bottle. Can't find it, so I am Shatui, out of luck. One of those words. So good to see you, Roy. Love you, buddy. Ashley, love you. Hi, Peter, from Ashley, Alex, and Sammy. Are the three musketeers together tonight, causing trouble and ripping up the town up there in Jersey? Jersey. Ashley is connected to Alex and Sammy are good friends, and all three of them are my friends. Nice to have friends, right? It's a good feeling, especially when they're wonderful friends. So hi, Ashley. Speaking of absolutely wonderful friends, here's Mook. Hey, Mook, I love you, buddy. Good to see you tonight. I hope all is well. I'm assuming you're working, because most of the time I catch you while you're working. Whistle while you work. Yeah, maybe I'll write a song, okay? So, good to see you, Mookie. How's everything going? How are you feeling? What you up to? Anything new? What are you doing when you're not working? Well, besides that, what are you doing besides that when you're not working? And how are things in Glocomora? That when you replaced Glocomora with Your Town, because that was a real song. So hi, Mookie. Thank you for coming and saying hello. And stay. Don't leave. I'll have cookies and milk. Well, maybe I'm lying. I won't have cookies and milk. But I did get the hankering to make some fresh cookies. I shouldn't. That's what got me off the diet a year ago, is when it came around Thanksgiving, I started to make chocolate chip cookies. And damn, if I don't make the freaking best chocolate chip cookies you ever had. And I just kept eating. And I'll tell you what, I gained 12 pounds. Now, I did lose 4 or 5 of them. But I'm not strict like I used to be, where it was eggs, meat, butter, and bacon. If that doesn't fit in there, nothing else. So now I will have tuna fish. I learned a recipe where I have a grain mill where you take fresh grain, the wheat, and the problem with the bread that you get at the supermarket is it's crappy wheat. They take the wheat, take everything that's good about it out of the wheat. And then they add generic vitamins, A, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. They add that, but it's not good vitamins. And they put that as wholesome bread, and then they'll even make it wheat. And you think, oh, I'm having whole wheat. No, you're not. They took everything out of the bread, and they give the endosperm and the husk to the horses or livestock. They take the other part and do something else, and all that's left is the starch. And that is, you get a slice of starch. You don't get a slice of bread. Yeah, it's soft. Anyway, I learned how to make bread, and I do a pretty good job. So I grind up my own wheat. And so it's a hassle, though. I'll make it. I'll put 4 or 5 loaves in the freezer. And then when I'm completely done, it takes me another couple of months to come in and, make more. So now I got this real nice recipe on making pancakes. I'm going to make pancakes with wheat and honey and not all that other crappy sugar and everything, because call me weird. I'm one of those guys that mixes their food crazy. I like to make sandwiches out of day-old pancakes. So if I can make the pancakes and let them cool down, put them in the freezer, use that as bread, and it's got a little honey in it, I'll be miles ahead, because I'm going to put everything that I get from the wheat when I put it through the mill. It's called a mill. But for us lay people, the grinder. okay, I'm going to put all of it in there. So I'm going to get all the nutriments, the stuff that sweeps out your intestine, because that's what's wrong with the bread, is it pastes itself to the walls of your intestines. Where real wheat, if you get the real grains of wheat and mill it, grind it, you can even use a coffee grinder. But I have a mill. I've had it for years. And you put it through. It's not one of those that you turn like this. It's an electric one. So everything that comes out, you put the wheat in, everything that comes out is going to go into the pancakes. So if it tastes halfway decent, I have solved a problem. Low fiber, good taste, and I can have bread. Because now I sneak in a slice of bread, like tonight, when I make my tuna fish sandwich, guess what it's going to go on? Not something you would approve for me. You would say, Peter, you need to eat healthy. What's wrong with you? Don't go get that nice soft white bread that tastes so good. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to make it. I'm going to try to make pancakes maybe tomorrow. And if it turns out good, I'll record it and put it up on my kitchen channel. Making pancakes and using them all week long. Just stick them in the refrigerator. When you need a slice of toast, you're going to make scrambled eggs or eggs over easy. And you need a slice of bread, pull a pancake out. Put it in the toaster. Put butter on it. Don't put syrup. Okay. So I am going to put honey in my pancakes. So it's got a little tang, twinge of sweetness. Okay, so let's get back to the most beautiful people in the world. I left off with Mookie. Lucky is sleeping. If he's awake, then crazy time begins. Hey, Lucky, stay sleeping. Don't listen to Peter calling you. Crimson Red S9 and the 18 for the 40 is on the way. Oh, ask and you shall receive, with a battery charger. So he's going to let me use that. We'll do some tests and play with it. And he never pushes me to send it back quickly, so I'll get to play with it for a long time. And we'll do some comparisons with the S9. Because the price is broken to the downside, because the camera, they made a great camera, but you know, Lumix is just not in favor. People will buy the Sony and they'll buy the Nikon. The Nikon is a solid camera. They'll buy the Canon, which, it's nice, okay. But when it comes to something that's really good, like the Lumix, the Panasonic, I think really they shot themselves in the foot by disappointing people so often and not having that strong name recognition behind them. Like Canon does the same disappointment crap. Okay, we'll make this for you, but it's not good enough. Well, we might make it good enough in your future, but they've got the name. Canon has been around since the 40s, 50s, 60s. What? You weren't alive back then? 70s? No? 80s? Were you alive in the 80s? 90s? 2000? You'd be 25 years old if you were born in 2000. Can you believe that? I remember when we went to the year 2000, I said, I can't believe I'm still alive in the year 2000. And now it's 2025. It's 25 years later. There's some guys in here that haven't hit 25 years old yet. You know, when the kids are born today, like my nephew just had the baby, and thank God, thank you, Jesus, it's doing well. They brought the baby home. He doesn't know what a cassette is, a record player, a record, an 8-track. He doesn't know what a rotary dial phone telephone is. He doesn't even know what the toot phones are. He's going to have a whole new set of stuff that gets downloaded in him over his next 10, 15 years. So 10 to 15 years is going to be 2035 to 2040. I'm going to be 72, so in 15 years for me, by the time this child is 15 years old, take 70 and 15, I'll be 85. How many of you guys think I'm going to make it to 85? Could be next week. But I am going to heaven, so that's good news. It's not like, oh, I'm not going to, all that kind of stuff. I'll see newer, bluer stuff in heaven, because all the stuff that we get down here, my personal belief is it dribbles down from heaven. They already got it. And they've got the unhindered version. We get the hindered version. You get Windows and it crashes, and it got to be updated every 2 weeks, which blows away all your drivers. Okay. Up there, they don't have that crap, if they even have computers. Okay. If they got email or H-mail, heavenly mail. Okay. Who knows what they got? Do they have cameras up there? I don't know. I'm wanting to go to find out. So anyway, Crimson Red, that's Randy. Randy. And he says, Mark, no, Mark 22, 422 says that? Mark chapter 4, verse 22.
I found this on the web.
That's the one. Dang, Randy, why I keep saying Luke? Okay. So the scripture goes, I lost it. What an idiot. Mark 4:22.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay. Cool your jets. Mark chapter 4, verse 22.
Here's what I found.
Okay. That's Bible Gateway. Let's try that. Yeah, whatever is hidden is going to be disclosed, and whatever is concealed will be brought out into the open. So something is being hidden. Thank you, Randy. Boy, you know your Bible. Dude, next time I can't find something, guess who I'm going to call? Randy Line. Hello, is this Randy? How are you doing? So whatever is hidden will become disclosed, or in the King James, will be revealed. Okay? And whatever is concealed will be brought out into the open. So someone is trying to pull the wool over my eyes and more, and in a bad way. And I'm praying Mark 4:22 over that, and that it will be revealed. Whatever way it even could go against me. I don't believe it, okay, because I have my opinions, and I'm like 99.999999999% sure that I'm correct, okay. Would you bet your life on it? Almost, honestly. But you can sometimes you can be surprised by something you're thinking. Most of you are old enough to have experienced that. Okay? But the hidden version, the thing which is being hidden, is actually a burden. And it needs to be lifted and cleaned out and exposed. And I'll even say that the wrongdoers need to be punished in some fashion. And I don't want to call the punishment, because I don't like being the punisher type person. Okay. Randy to the rescue. Randy to the rescue. Let's make a bumper sticker. Randy to the rescue. Okay. So Roy says, I wish the 7R had the full-size HDMI port instead of the fake little one that breaks all the time. Right, Roy? Gotcha. I feel your pain. We'll have to, what can I tell you? They have to call it cheese food because there's no cheese in it. Yay! Roy got it right. They have to call it cheese food. It resembles cheese, but it really isn't cheese. Right, Eric? God, I haven't seen you in a few weeks, Eric, but thank you for being here. Love you. Love all you guys, in case I missed saying I love you to somebody. You know, one day Google this. How many hugs a day should I get? And I think it says you need 4 to 6 hugs a day. Most of us don't touch anyone else ever. Maybe a grandkid, a nephew, a niece. But now I'm a hugger. Okay, when I see you, big hug, but then it's over. Okay, it's not one of those hugs that it's like, excuse me, are you that happy to see me? No, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not picking on you if you are, okay? but a hug and it's done. Okay. So, hi, Eric. I send you love and a hug. How's that? Scotty says, we don't catch many tuna here on the dock on the bay. Oh, Lake Michigan. Well, you have to go to the store to catch them. They're in a can. But if they have the glass ones, it's Tononi. Tononi, I think it's with a Tonino. Tonino. I knew I was saying it wrong. Okay. It's worth a taste. If you can barely stand tuna fish, but you know it's healthy and you'd like a little more of it to shovel down your throat. Okay. Find the Tonino tuna fish in a jar. It comes with spring water and olive oil. I picked the olive oil one because olive oil is supposed to have omega 3s that help you, from what I read. Then I used to put a pot of water and let it boil and put the tuna in there, even from the can from years ago, and just stir it around for a few minutes, then put it through the strainer, wring it out, and make my tuna fish. Now, then I got to clean all that crap. So what I do now is I run the hot water as hot as it'll go, and I put the can of tuna fish, or now the jar of tuna fish, I bought 4 jars, into a strainer. And I run the hot water in, and I try to move it around with my fingers, but our hot water is hot enough where I can't keep my fingers in it. Or if you got one of those coffee makers where you put the thing in there and you close the top and it makes a cup of coffee, well, make a cup of coffee with no coffee in there, and that'll bring you out almost boiling water, just the right temperature for coffee. And then put the tuna in a bowl. But I like the strainer the best, because it's one and done. I put the tuna in the strainer. I run the hot water over it 3-4 minutes until it runs completely clear. It gets whatever's in the jar, the glass, the can, or something clean. It's a personal, I feel better doing that. And then I will take it and squeeze it till it screams, Uncle. Okay. And then I just make a nice blob of cream cheese, a little blob of mayonnaise. I add some dill weed chopped up from the seasoning section, some salt, some pepper. I cheat and I add a little bit of onion powder. I happen to like the taste of onion powder. Okay. And stir that up, and I have done this quite a few times, but not every time. I'll open the jar of pickle and I'll put a tablespoon of pickle juice in my tuna. Stir it all around, put it in the fridge, and eat it until you're happy. If you got Ritz crackers, put it on a Ritz cracker. Make a sandwich. So Scotty is fishing for tuna. Roy has got 40% mercury in his fish that comes from coal-fired power plants. 40% of the mercury in fish comes from coal-fired power plants. Well, I don't know why the fish are hanging around there. They need to go. I always get where it says deep water, pull, and caught, or dolphin safe. And it's got to be wild caught tuna. No farmed fish. Don't buy any kind of farmed fish. I don't care if salmon or anything else. Farmed fish is not good. No, they were not the sweet pickles, Roy. What's the other famous kind? Dill pickles. So they were dill pickles, but I do like the sweet pickles. And they're little, tiny, cute pickles. I don't have a jar of that here. Thank you. When I go to Publix or my grocery store, I will get the pickles. My buddy Jim is here. Did I talk to you this week? Good evening, Peter. And the gang, happy Friday. And happy early birthday, Peter. Happy birthday to me. Who else's birthday? I can't only just be singing happy birthday to me. Okay. It's got to be somebody else's birthday. I'm looking for my... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, I say happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. So we have this tradition at our house. We get the cake, we light the candles, and we sing happy birthday. However, it's supposed to be funny, and you have to just enjoy the moment, because some people will really get pissed off. And I've been there, done that. Okay? No, I didn't do it, but I've seen them. So we sing happy birthday with everybody that's singing happy birthday, purposely singing as off key as you can. And when you get 15 people all singing happy birthday to you, oh, it sounds terrible. And we laugh our way through it. And it becomes a joyful thing, which is something very important. So, Jim, I love you. I didn't mean for it to go away. Happy Friday. Happy first Friday of October. What's the title of this? There is a little bit of a gotcha in the title. See if you could figure it out. The first Friday of October, if you change one single word, it becomes a very important day. Okay? I could give you more hints, and there's even a movie named that. So, but it's an important day. Roy says, anything from McDonald's has high sugar. Ooh, it tastes so good. Even the salad. Ooh, it tastes so good. I don't have to look at my beard. Hey, I'll buy you a mirror for Christmas. How's that? And then you can look at your beard. Carlos is here. Hey, Peter and friends. Lots to be grateful for today, even if it's been a rough one. Well, I'll tell you something, Carlos. I had a really bad, let's say 5 days. And when I say bad, I even called you twice. Thank God you didn't answer your phone. You would have gotten an earful. And then in 2 days, I was going to say in 1 day, God opened things up. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm waiting for this last one that I asked you guys to pray for. I need something to be, Mark 422, okay? And then we have, what do they call it when you right across the board? And it's wonderful. So I was grateful before, but I sure am more grateful now. Roy says tomorrow on Selective Imagery will be online. And you'll be on there. Randy will be on there. Luis will be on his show. And all is well in the world. If I make it through tomorrow, that'll be great. If I don't, send me a hello through Jesus, because you can't pray to people. That's the Catholic people do that. We're not Catholic. And even if you are, you shouldn't be doing that. Only pray to Jesus. No exceptions? No exceptions. Okay. So you want to say hello to the Virgin Mary? Through Jesus. Hi, Mama Mary. Thank you for calling to me. Speaking words of wisdom. Peter, let it be. Okay. It still has to go through Jesus. We do not talk to spirits. Okay. That's key, because you know why? Not because I'm religious and I'm spouting out to you. It's because that's how you get misled. That's how there's a whole major religion out there, a few of them right now, where they claim God spoke to them and told them, this is out, this is in, and it's a whole new religion. Send me your money. Cash. Only cash. Although now we accept credit cards. Okay? So, if Jesus talks to you, that's a different story. So, Sammy, how is my big... I was going to call you the other night, but it was 11:45, and I figured... You must be sound asleep. Sound asleep. But I missed talking to you, so I was going to call. So where was I? Bouquet Bishudo, that is... Oh, I thought you were mad at me. Because you don't answer your phone, you don't answer your text, and I'm going like, well, I got Carlos mad. I seem to be able to do that a lot lately, is get people mad. So Eric... Let me see what Eric is doing. I photographed a 5K race today. Tomorrow I will photograph the St. George Marathon. Boy, you're out there. What lens are you using? A high-powered telephoto? I have this, and boy, is this a fun lens. This is a 70 to 350, which is a something to 550 because it's a crop center lens. It goes on. Guess what camera it goes on? The first three, they don't count. It goes on here. It's a Sony E mount. And they have something similar on actually all of them, the Canons and the Nikons. And those become sniper lenses. You can get that guy running. You can get the sweat dripping off of his face. And it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. Carlos says, no one makes cook chocolate chip cookies like you, Peter. They are amazing and they are fattening. But just don't eat 3 or 4. Just eat 2 or 3. Peter, you're cheating. Roy says, they also add vinegar to bread. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? What show is that? I could see him doing it. Oh, well. Nothing about my memory getting older, okay? Mook says, I will visit one day, but you have to promise to have something good in the Ninja Creamy ready to go. You got it. I'll even make ice cream in my ice cream churner. And we'll have an ice cream party. And if you don't like that, we'll go to the grocery store and we'll get Tillamook. Tillamook, 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 Tilla what? Tillamook. Strawberry, cookies and cream, chocolate, even vanilla. Sex on the Beach, that's a drink. It's not ice cream. Can you imagine if they made an ice cream called Sex on the Beach? It would revolutionize the teenagers. Hey, Ma, I'm going to go have some sex on the beach. What? What did you say? You don't know what that is. Parents think that their kids are not sexual beings. Big mistake. As soon as they're born, first thing they do when you're changing their diapers is they piss on you. Yeah, they're sexual beings, okay. Okay, so Mookie's coming. Make sure the honey is honey and not flavored corn syrup. Yes, I get real honey. I'm sure, but I'll check. I'm sure that I'm still alive now. Good for you, Roy. I'll send you 25 cents. Olympus is now OM Systems, correct? Yes. Is Olympus a big player in the camera game anymore? No, they're not. Even the bigger player like Fuji is not that big of a player. It's a shame because Fuji makes a great camera. Olympus sold their camera division to another company, and the other company in their favor has tried to keep it alive, but they keep making bad choices. So they came out with a very expensive Micro Four Thirds camera, $2,500, and they put a micro and very heralding video on it too, besides pictures. So I do want to say something about that. The cameras are so developed nowadays, the new cameras, for pictures and for video, that the I was going to say idiots, but that might be somebody here might feel that way. But the idiots, I said it anyway. I'll have to go to confession on Sunday. The people that go like, I never shoot pictures, I only shoot video. Or the opposite. I never shoot video, I only shoot pictures. You know. Well, this does awesome on pictures. You could throw the entire video away, and the pictures are second to none. Throw the pictures away, and you could do fantastic video. They're just so well developed. Now, I'm talking about the newest ones. New, 2024, 2025. They have developed, that looks obscene, okay? They have developed both sides, okay? And you can do one or the other, or if you're like me, you can do both. How about that? So did I finish with Moogie's question? Is Olympus a big player in the camera game anymore? They're making solid cameras. I would not buy one myself. I actually have the OMD. What do I have? Randy, what do I have? It's a Mark II. Okay. I have the OMD Mark II. And even in today's world, Yeah, it's missing a lot of the new stuff, but it's still, I would be able to shoot with it all day long. So it's not that much of a player, Mookie. If you're interested in it, I'm trying to be careful so I don't rain on your parade. Okay, but it's not a way that I would go if it were me making recommendations. If heaven doesn't have cameras, then I'm not going. I just saw Randy got me into, I think it's a Twilight Zone. Is it the Twilight Zone or the other one that was da 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 da? And it's this guy died. I don't think he knew he died. It's in black and white, okay? And he's walking along this old country road, and he sees this place with a gate and the beautiful hills. And he's thinking to himself, this must be heaven. So I guess he knows he's dead, okay? And he starts to go in, and the guy, very slick looking, it's the devil, okay, says, we want you to come in. We've been waiting for you. Come on in. So he starts to come in. He says, oh, but Buddy can't come in. We don't allow dogs here. He said, what? You don't allow dogs here? No, dogs are not allowed. He says, well, Buddy here has been with me all my life, and he's got a southern accent, black and white. It's as hillbilly as you can imagine. And he says, are you sure? He says, yep, nope. Dogs are just not allowed in here. You're going to have to set them free out in the universe. So the man comes to the conclusion, if my dog can't come in there, then I ain't coming in there. It's a shame because all my life I have been waiting. I've been awaiting to come into the pearly gates, but Buddy has to come with me. That was the name of the dog. And he looked like an old hunting dog. And he goes, nope, I'm sorry, the dog can't come in. He says, you can go and look around if you want. And he says, no, if Buddy can't come with me, I ain't going. So he gets back on his road, and he finds another gate. And this one is fancy. It's not as slicked up like the first one. And yes, there's St. Peter sitting there. And he said, oh, is this place open? And yes, welcome. We've been waiting for you. We knew you were coming. We just didn't know when to expect you. Well, that's mighty fine. Now I sound like Gomer Pyle. Okay. But he said one thing. Can Buddy come in with me? Because if Buddy don't come in with me, I'm just not coming in. I'm just not coming in. He says, oh, of course, Buddy is more than welcome. And he says, well, Buddy, it looks like we found our eternal home. And they walked over the hill, and then this bright light came on. Very well done. So Randy sent that episode to me, because when Jingle Bells died, oh, man, I had the hardest time. It took me 1.5 years to get over my dog's death, and it took me 2 months to get over my mother's death and my dad's death. Because I knew Dad and I knew Mother is going to heaven. They profess in what I believe they should be professing, and I believe they're in heaven, kicking up a storm, having a great time. Okay? But I had a very well-meaning Christian come and tell me, Jingles is not going to heaven. They just exist here on the earth. They're lovely, okay? But to get into heaven, you have to profess Jesus. That's Christians. That's the way you have to do in the Christian faith, okay? And a dog can't profess Jesus. And boy, I knew better, but it still knocked me for a loop. It took 1.5 years, and God straightened my ass out, okay? And I could rattle you off some scriptures that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt your dog is in heaven. There's no rainbow bridge. It's just a nice story. It makes you feel good that your dog and your pets are waiting for you at the rainbow bridge. And when you get there, they're ready to cross over into heaven with you. No, that's not true. Okay? Dogs in heaven. And God even gave me a dream. Dad brought in his Mazda MPV minivan, drove right up to the front door, came right up the stairs. This was a dream. And I'm thinking, like, who is this crazy man that drove up my stairs? You guys that know my house know that I have some wide stairs at the front of the house. Okay. So Dad drove right up. I could see him driving, and he reached over. I guess you get longer arms in heaven. And he opened the door, and Jingles popped out, and he ran. You know how you run and you're skidding because your feet are slipping? And he ran in the open. I happened to have my door open. I was sweeping the floor in my living room, dining room. And he jumped up in my arms, and he started licking. You know how a dog, when he hasn't seen you for a day, they just they go bananas. You can barely hold them. And Jingles went bananas, bananas, bananas. He was hugging me, jumping, screaming, licking, licking, licking. And I'm going like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Such a wonderful dream. I mean, I woke up so happy. I was happy as happy could be. Okay. And then Dad beeped the horn and said, come on, we got to go. And Jingles jumped right out of my arms, ran out the door, jumped into Dad's Mazda MPV minivan. Dad pulled in, closed the door, pulled out, and left. Jingles is with Dad and Mother. Mother's up there too. She wasn't in the car. She was probably shopping. She only shops. That's all my mother does. So whatever shopping centers there are up there, that's what she's doing. Okay. So, yep, Roy says, if my dogs aren't up there, I ain't a-going. Randy says, dolphins have always traveled with the tuna. Oh, I didn't know that. They are best friends in the sea. Well, see, we don't want the kind of tuna where it captures and kills the dolphins, because dolphins are pretty cool, nice animals. They've saved human beings, and so you have to have dolphin-safe tuna. And if it isn't dolphin-safe and wild-caught, it ain't going in Peter's mouth or in my pantry. So thank you, Randy. Hey, look who's here. It is. Hi, Peter. I'm listening in the background. I'm out shooting today. So he's in Shane is in Australia. And I think, unless he's out in Texas, because he gets around, you know, he doesn't let any grass grow under his feet. So Shane is in the house. How you doing, Shane? I love you. I can't wait till you come here. So Roy says, at my age, I've learned to avoid mirrors. So you got to get a lion mirror, okay? Like the one in who's the one that says, who's the fairest of them all? That one. Get one of those. So Mookie says, the first Friday in October is World Smile Day. That's not what I was going for, Mook, but I didn't know that. Now, today is the first. It's World Smile Day. Oh, that's the camera. I should have smiled over there. Eric says, I'm glad you are up, moving around again. Yes. Oh, that reminds me. I did a little cutting of the yard because my grass is way out of control. You know those people that they make YouTube content by cutting people's tall grass for free? And then they wind up getting $1 million more than if they had just charged the people because they're doing a good deed. They'll go up to the person and say, I will cut your grass for you for free. I'm going to record it and put it up on YouTube. And it looks like they're doing a good deed, and the yards are usually really hard to do. And you feel like, I want to tip this guy. Well, they make really good money. In the 7 figures, honestly. Okay? And I pray God's blessings on them. They are out there making certain people happy. Anyway, I need one of those. I don't think my mower is strong enough to go through. The grass is as high as my chest now. The weeds that have shot up. So I kind of need help. So if you're watching, Phil or Spencer or anybody like that, I need help with the grass now. Okay, I'm stuck. So those are the guys that have the big channels. So thanks, Eric. Yeah, the Olympus film cameras were fantastic. The pen and all those. Eric says, I use a kit lens, the 50 to 250. That's the fun lens. You got it, Eric. I also have a 24 2.8 pancake, which is great. And of course, everybody's standard dinner, the Nifty 50. Absolutely, the 1.8. Okay. Is there any more info, Carlos, on the rumored DJI mirrorless? I don't think that's ever coming to market. I think it's a made up, because I could make up a rumor and send it in, and they'll report it as if I'm telling the truth. But it needs to come from somebody of some reputation. Because if I was going to make up a rumor, I would say Sony's coming out with a camera where they have put a version of Siri in the camera. So all you have to do is push this button and say, hey, Sony, open my white balance settings. And boom, it appears on the back screen. That camera's coming out in 2 weeks. I just created a rumor. I started a joke that started the whole world laughing, but I couldn't see that the joke was on me. So, Randy, he's telling me the name of the episode that I just explained to you. It's called The Hunt, or The Hunt, for those of us that speak English. Has anyone used the 2472.8, the Tamron? If it's the, what's the number? It's a DI something something. It's their high end. It would be very, very good. Okay, but some of Tamron's lower price lenses, you better check around with people like Randy, Roy, or anybody that knows about the lenses, or of course, YouTube's got something to say about everything. Okay. So yeah, that would be actually very good. I miss all the dogs in my life. All the dogs in my life, they have such short lives. Yes, they do. It's a shame. But the good part is, the Bible says when you believe on Jesus, you and your household will be saved. Now we know you can mark or commit your family to be saved, but they have to make their own choice. However, when it says you and your household are going to be saved, doesn't mean your dishwasher, your refrigerator, your kitchen cabinets, your vacuum cleaner. What is your household? Well, Jesus explains that. If a man is walking on the Sabbath, okay, and his son or our animal, his pet, falls in a pit, what man wouldn't go in and save him even on the Sabbath? Okay? So these people that talk this shiitake, okay, about animals not being there, baloney. Are you kidding me? Even Noah had something to say about that. Two by two. Okay. So yes, the dogs are part of our family. My grass is getting too long. Not enough kangaroos to eat it. I don't know. I'm afraid of kangaroos. I really am. The way that they will grab and kill another animal or try to fight you. I don't know what their problem is. I think a good punch in the mouth would help solve it. But I'm probably pissing some people off. All right, guys, we have had our hour. We have had our joy. We are going to have our tuna fish sandwich, in case you're wondering what I'm going to do. And I don't think there's any ice cream, but in the next 3 or 4 days, I should be making some experimental keto ice cream that's supposed to be better than anything I ever made. So thank you for being here. I love each and every one of you. And what about next Friday? God willing, and the bridge isn't up, then we shall see each other next Friday night. Wait, let's see when my birthday is. Because if it's Friday, no, next Friday is the 10th. It's Marlone's birthday. So you guys that want to say happy birthday to Marlone, have at it. And my birthday will be Columbus Day. Okay. So it won't be Friday. God willing, and the bridge isn't up. And my goal is the sky, not the grave. And I love you. I love you. I do. Okay. Time to say goodnight. Well, if you're going to say goodnight, say it. What are you just sitting here looking at the camera for? Good night. Bye-bye.